Hi, and welcome to Lalo Yoga and Wellness. I'm Laura. Welcome to your practice today. This is going to be a gentle yoga practice. This is the kind of practice that is really great when you just need to move a little bit. Maybe you're feeling a little tired, or maybe you're feeling a little low, or you just don't really want to go all in with all the power and the strength and all of that good stuff, but you still want to get a little movement in. So this will be a practice for you today. Let's get started. Let yourself get comfortable in any seated position that you enjoy. I like bound angle to get started because my hips are always a little bit tight when I first sit down, but you can sit in any position that feels comfortable for you. And we're just going to take a few moments to check in with our body, see how we're feeling today. Maybe a little tight, maybe a little tired, and just seeing what your body is feeling and maybe what it might need as you move through this practice. You can keep your eyes open and maybe just focus softly on one spot, or you can gently let those eyes close if that helps you get a little bit more in touch with how you're feeling physically today. So just take a couple of breaths and noticing. Maybe you're noticing where your body's touching the floor, or if you're hot or cold. And then you can start diving in a little bit deeper. How are your muscles feeling, or your joints? Just checking in with yourself. And then we take a moment to check in with our thoughts and see how the mind is doing. Again, we're not following the thoughts, we're just observing, noticing if we're feeling a little frazzled. Maybe you're already feeling calm. Maybe you feel some stress or anxiety. Whatever it is, we just are observing and noticing, knowing we don't have to follow every thought. We don't even have to believe every thought. We just see them coming and going. And we start to tune into our breath. Maybe taking a moment and just noticing where you feel your breath coming into your body. Do you mostly feel it through the nose, or maybe the back of your throat? Maybe in your upper chest. Maybe you're feeling it all the way down to that belly. As we notice the breath, let's start to give some structure to it, taking longer, deeper breaths, both on the inhale and on that exhale. We start to bring our body along with our breath, maybe lengthening out that spine a little bit as we breathe in, and letting our muscles relax just a bit more as we breathe out. And then we bring our thoughts along with our breath, just focusing on the breath. As we breathe in, maybe we feel some energy flowing into our body and into our mind. And as we breathe out, we can feel ourselves letting go of some of that busyness, stress, or anxiety. And on your next exhale, just allow yourself to sigh that breath away. The sigh is our body's natural signal that we are leaving one thing and moving on to the next. Start to let your chin drop toward your chest. And as you breathe in, take that chin over to your left shoulder. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest, and then bring it on over to the other side. Gently moving through this easy neck roll, loosening up through the shoulders a little bit. And then coming to stillness here in the center. Let's take a deep breath out and up. Lifting up through the chest and then cactusing the arms here. Let the elbows drop. Just feels like you're opening up that chest a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, let the chin drop. Inhale and reach. Cactusing the arms. Exhale. Inhale and reach. Exhale, let those hands come all the way down. We're going to bring our feet flat on the floor, just a little bit wider than the hips. And take your fingertips and just press into the floor, maybe the heels of your hand if that's more comfortable. We're going to start to windshield wiper these legs a little bit, side to side. Loosening up the hips. We store a lot of tension in the hips. So as we move through these gentle movements, we start to loosen them back up. If you find yourself sort of creeping forward a little bit, readjust yourself to the back of the mat. Let's hold the knees over here to the right side. Sit up a little bit taller if possible. Find that breath. Give yourself one more deep inhale and exhale. And come back into that windshield wiper, gently moving side to side. Scooting back if you need to. This time letting the knees drift over to the other side. Just pause there and find your breath. Give yourself just a couple more windshield wipers here. Bringing both knees up to the center and bringing the soles of your feet together. And you can have these feet as close or as far as you feel comfortable with. Let yourself kind of feel grounded through your seat. We're going to bring our fingertips down to the floor and start to crawl them forward. Allow your spine to just go into its natural curve. And let yourself pause when you feel like you're at your edge for this movement. Let your head hang and relax. And we start to walk those fingers back. Roll up through the spine. Bring your knees side by side, your feet flat on the floor. We're going to bring the hands under the legs, lace your fingers together, and then let yourself roll back into that stretch. Just let gravity do the work here. And we breathe in, bring the chest toward the thighs, lift the gaze toward the ceiling. Exhale, rounding through that spine. One more time. Breathing in, drawing close, lifting the gaze. And then we exhale and relax. Let's Take the hands now toward the top of your mat, coming onto your knees and coming into a tabletop position. Just pause here for a moment, really lengthening out through the spine, making sure you've got space between the fingers here. You can see the mat between your fingers. Your spine is nice and long. Space between the feet and knees. Take a deep breath, lift the gaze, lift the hips, let that belly drop toward the floor. Exhale, scooping the hips, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale. And exhale. Returning to your tabletop position. Lift up through your left foot and just step between your hands. I'm going to walk the hands up on top of the thigh and allow your body to lean forward. It's okay if this knee moves forward a little bit. Just want to keep it behind the toes. Keep the knees safe in this position. Bring your hands together. Raise up toward the ceiling. Drop those hands right behind your head. Gently press the head into the hands. And see if you can find a nice stretch across the chest and through the arms. One more breath in. Exhale, releasing these hands down to the floor. Tucking under through your right toes and stepping the feet side by side. Keep this generous bend here in the knees. Let your belly rest on the thighs. Grab the opposite elbows. Let the head hang to come into a ragdoll. You can move this around a little bit. And then we find stillness. Let the hands come to the floor for support. Step back on your left foot, bringing your hands on top of the thigh, finding that low lunge on the other side. Let your hip open up a little bit here. Reach the bringing the fingertips down to the ground. Let's tuck the left toes under. Step back in the right foot, coming into a down dog. Keeping your hands spread nice and wide here. Shift as much weight as you can toward the middle of your hands. Arms are long, spine is long. You can pedal out these legs a little bit. Try to let it flow up into your hips. And then we come up on all 10 toes and let your heels begin to drift toward the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter, we're just working toward maximum length at the back of your legs. If it helps you get a flatter spine, feel free to bend more in the knees and let your shoulder blades slide toward your hips. One more breath. And start to level out the body. Come down onto your knees. Tops of the feet down, elbows coming right underneath your shoulders, coming into a Sphinx pose here. Take your legs just a little bit wider. Feels nice. Let's slide the left hand underneath your left shoulder. Press up slightly and bring your right hand behind to thread the needle. Gonna lift up through that left leg, lying on your side. Maybe you have a block under your head or a bolster or a pillow for extra support. Letting the floor stretch out your shoulder. Let's reach the right hand a little bit further. Left hand reaches toward the ceiling, and then we open it all the way up, chest to the ceiling. We're looking for a bit of a supine twist here. Both shoulders onto the ground. And then we roll back onto our right side. We bring the left hand under that shoulder, lift up, and return to our Sphinx pose. Let's repeat that on the other side now. Press up through the right hand, slide the left hand underneath, maybe resting the head. Bend your right knee. Feel free to wiggle around, move around until you find that comfortable spot for you. We reach the right hand toward the ceiling. Open it all the way up. Adjust as you need to. Finding that twist in the spine. Left hand under the left shoulder, right hand under the right shoulder. And come back to your Sphinx. Let's bring both hands right underneath your shoulders. Press up. And start to bring your knees out wide, big toes together as we start to shift our weight back. Hips toward the heels, coming into a wide child's pose. You can take those hands up toward the top of the mat with your forehead resting on the mat or a block. You could stack your fists underneath your forehead, or forehead to the mat or a block, arms draping along the side. Inhale, bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders. Start to press away from the floor. Knees come parallel to each other. Walk your hands right up the lap. Maybe coming up on the knees here. Take a deep breath, resetting your spine. Nice and long. Exhale. Cross your feet over each other and just sit back. Up your right foot and cross it on top of your left knee. Hands come behind you, fingers back or forward, whichever feels more comfortable. And let's go ahead and set that left foot down. Walk your butt a little bit closer. Find the spot that feels good for you. You start to feel that stretch. And just allow a little rocking side to side.
Try taking your left foot, crossing it over the right knee. Sitting. Both feet coming down to the floor. Get your hands to the back of the thighs and let yourself slowly begin to roll all the way down. Let your hands fall wherever they feel comfortable. Bringing your feet to the edges of your mat. Let your knees drop together in the center. If you're looking for a little more grounded feeling, palms down to the floor. If you're looking for a little more energy, bring your hands face up, palms up. And take a moment to just focus on the breath. As you inhale, imagine that breath kind of rooted down at the base of your spine and bringing it all the way up through the spine to the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, that breath comes down the front of the body, passing through your heart, your lungs, right down to the belly. And find that circle and continue playing with that loop of breath. Breathing in, up the spine, exhale, down the front. See if you can picture that in your mind's eye. Start to imagine the body feeling a bit heavier, sinking into the floor, feeling support. You can stay here in this Shavasana for as long as you would like. And whenever you feel ready, you can start to move the hands, move the feet. Begin to bring yourself back into your body, rolling up onto your seat. And finding that neck roll right where we started. Chin to shoulder, chin to chest, chin to other shoulder, back to the chest. And then holding the chin at the chest, letting the eyes open if they're closed, taking one more big deep breath out and up. And hands together and bringing you to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts. From my heart to yours. Namaste.
Thanks for joining me in this practice today. I hope it helped you just move your body. Some days that's all we really need and all we really want. So this is the perfect one to slide into one of those kinds of days. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and then I can continue to bring you little snippets of yoga into your day, just like this.